Hi everyone, welcome back to College Week. Yes, I'm wearing the same shirt and I have the same makeup on because I am a little bit behind on schedule. A little bit of background on me, I am Cecilia, Cece, or Ceci, whatever you would like to call me, as long as it's not mean because I will cry about it. And I am a senior student at Texas Tech University. My major is Community Family Addiction Studies, and if you're wondering what could that possibly be, it is basically psychology and social work. I had a little baby and that's my major. I just want to help people out, essentially, and get the resources that they need. So today, what are we going to talk about? If you haven't looked at the title, we're going to talk about working off. Wait, okay, I don't know if I should do that as a separate video. Let me think about it. Basically, we're going to be talking about living versus living off campus. And if I don't have enough like meat for this video, like it's not long enough, or I feel like I didn't have enough information for the video, this will be a 2-in-1 with a working versus working on and off campus. But I feel like that should be another video, but we'll see. So let's get started. Typically, your freshman year, you will live on campus, and there's a bunch of different dorms at Texas Tech. We have the all-girls dorm, which is Hornep. We have the all-guys dorm, which is Bledsoe, Sneed, and another one, but that one was the honors dorm. We have honors dorms as well, which are like the brand new ones. They're not that fancier though. Carpenter Wells, which is like an apartment style living. Talkington, which is also another apartment style living, but you still have like a central living room that you share with everybody. And then there's what I call the prison style dorms, which basically mean that they have 15 floors each, which are I'm trying to remember what are they called. One of them is Coleman. There's 2 other towers. I can't for the life of me remember them, but I'll list them down below if you guys want to look at them. For your university, typically, during orientation, you'll tour the dorms. And if not, you can do a virtual tour, which is what my parents did. That basically shows you the closet, the dimensions of the room, whether or not they have private or community bathrooms. Typically, if you're living you're sharing a room with somebody, or you're sharing a room with 2 other people, meaning that it's a 3-bedroom. It'll be a lot bigger as well. You will have a community bathroom, meaning that it's a big old room full of toilets and showers and 1 bathtub. So how was living on campus? It actually made me feel closer. It made me feel less alone. I actually really loved it. Some of my closest friends I met while living in the dorms, although I don't talk to them now. I would be friends with them again and again and again if I could do my degree over. Okay, so it's a little bit difficult because as someone who hasn't really had a lot of friends growing up in high school and stuff, I really wanted to make my mark on my university. I really wanted people to be able to come to me and feel like they can talk to me about whatever. I wanted to, be a part of a group. I wanted to have that sense of belonging, and I wanted to be able to help people feel like they belong on campus as well, because a lot of people, Texas Tech is about like 525 miles away from Houston, Texas, which is where I'm from. So it's a huge gap. I'm very, very far from my family, but I am someone who was completely fine with that. Some people, that homesickness doesn't really hit them until they're moving in and their family leaves them. Obviously, during move-in week and stuff, it's very, very hectic. Obviously, you're gonna be moving in with your roommate. There's carts everywhere. There's stuff everywhere. There's tons of trash. It's a little bit hectic, but once you get past that point, and hopefully you and your roommate haven't really argued and stuff, because I've also had arguments with my roommate, but we were able to mend it, because it's like, I'm literally going to be living with you for the rest of the year. Why do I want it to have a bad situation? However, don't let other people bully you into not thinking you have a voice. On campus, they stress it really, really hard that you do have a voice. You do matter, and if something happens to you, whether it is it's a dispute with another student on campus, you catch someone cheating, there's staff that you have been assaulted, harassed, or molested, or anything like that. My university, like Tech especially, they want you to feel like you have a voice, and they want you to report the incident. They want you to know that they will take care of it. I've had instances where I've had student managers be kind of abusive in a situation, and they got reprimanded for it. And so that was pretty nice to know that my university had my back on that and were able to help me out. Also, at Tech, they're called community advisors. I roll my eyes because they want you to feel like you're living in a community and not dorms, because typically at other universities out of state, I'm not sure, they're called RAs, which are resident advisors, meaning that they are the person that you talk to if you have a situation with your roommate, if people are drinking or smoking or all that stuff. Obviously, don't be a snitch if you are fine with that stuff. If you are not comfortable, just because don't snitch only because that could probably ruin their career, ruin their lives, and other stuff like that. And some people, that's what they live for. They love ruining other people's. They love preying on other people's downfall. I am not that one. I want everybody to be able to not have their recreational activities affect their professional careers. So just move off of that floor. Just say, hey, I don't feel comfortable. Hey, I'm having problems with my roommate. I don't feel safe. They're having a lot of people over, or maybe your personalities don't match. They want you to feel at home. So typically, what will happen with that? So I loved living on campus. It was really fun. I felt a part of the community. Do I recommend it? Yes. For your first year, yes. Afterwards, we'll talk about apartment living because that's also a whole nother monster in itself. But yeah, definitely do it your first year. Transfers also have to live on campus. If you're a non-traditional student, as long as you live within the zip code of the university, you don't have to live on campus. Some people do, some people don't. But it is a little bit difficult when there's a little bit of an age gap between students. One of my friends, she's 23, 24, and a lot of her roommates were like 19, 18, and that's a big gap. She likes her privacy. She likes to be alone. A lot of younger students especially, they'll bring like their whole like family and friends inside the dorm. So those are the things that you'll probably expect to do, especially if you are someone who's a little bit older. 20, 21, 22, a lot of the freshmen are like 17, 18, 19. There was someone who I met was young as 16, and I thought that was so crazy. But kudos to them because they are doing what I cannot. So living off campus is a little bit of a pain in the ass as well. Excuse my French, only because you don't know who you're gonna move in with, especially if you don't have anybody that you can live with. Most of the times, my friends lived in other apartment complexes. Look before you buy, tour before you buy. I did, but obviously, don't expect your apartment to be as perfect or as brand new as the tour apartment, because that one is they keep that clean year round. No one's living in that space. They are basically meant to be a showroom. Because my apartment was not. It was dingy. I had freaking ash in my drawers. I had paint stains everywhere that I haven't left in. Whoever lived there previously left my room a mess and didn't clean it. There was groceries and alcohol bottles left from previous tenants that the management in the apartment complex didn't take care of, which was kind of messed up. I'll say I had to put a deposit and I had to pay for my rent, and I'm getting basically shit for it. It really does suck. So obviously look at reviews, take note, talk to the management. I was able to live with 3 other girls, or like 2 other girls, because one of the apartments, I lived in a 4-bedroom. She didn't live there. She never lived there. And that ended up in a really bad situation that I'll probably do a story time about, just because it was so crazy. I also had an issue with a roommate there, but we were able to resolve it because obviously we're adults, we're going to be living together. However, it wasn't an ideal situation because after like the first semester of us living together, everything kind of went a little downhill. Nobody talked to each other, nobody communicated. It was really bad. But yeah, if you're someone who doesn't like confrontation, who really you can't stand to like live with other people, or it's really hard for you, consider doing a two bedroom or living on your own. However, those are really, really expensive. I lived, my rent was $400 a month, which was really good actually, and I only had to pay maybe $20 or $10 over for utilities if we had gone over on our light bill. Our light cap basically was meaning like our utilities were capped at that, and then we would have to pay whatever amount was over that was $30, which is pretty good because we really weren't doing a lot. Most of us were gone during the day. We kept all the lights off as possible. But yeah, living with other people, obviously, you're living with other personalities. If you're someone who's very open, you're very free, you're definitely yeah, I'm a can-do attitude. I can take whatever life throws at me. Living in the apartments is pretty fun. One, you don't have that convenience of living off campus, but also you can cook your own food, you have your own space, you don't have to share a community bathroom, you can cook what you want. Obviously, you don't have to adhere to, quiet hours, which basically means that you're not supposed to make any noise or ruckus or start any shit after a certain hour. It's a lot more freeing. Some people immediately, they want to get off campus. Some people don't mind it. Obviously, if you're someone who has some pretty big scholarships, you are required to live on campus for your entire 4 years of your degree there. That sucks, but obviously you're getting everything paid for. So take with that what you will, and we'll talk about working on campus versus off campus in our next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please let me know if you like it. Leave some comments. Subscribe if you would like. Thank you guys for sticking with me, and I'll see you in the next video.